Welcome to this explainer. We're diving straight into the raw data behind what was, frankly, one of the most generation-defining weekends in World Cup history. We just watched the 2026 quarterfinal stage wrap-up with two absolute extra-time thrillers. We had England edging past Norway 2-1 and Argentina outlasting Switzerland 3-1. But beyond the sheer drama on the pitch, the history books were literally being rewritten before our eyes.
So let's set the stakes with this question. What exactly connects the modern maestro, the emerging English prodigy, and the ultimate Brazilian icon? It sounds like the setup to a joke, right? But today, we're exploring the raw numbers that put these players in the most elite historical company imaginable. By the end of this explainer, you'll see exactly how the stats from this single weekend connect these legends across generations.
Section 1. A historic quarterfinal weekend setting the stage for the Final Four. To really grasp the gravity of Argentina and England advancing, we've got to look at the unprecedented dominance of the teams left in 2026. Guys, we are in totally uncharted territory here. For the very first time since FIFA rankings were introduced way back in 1992, the top 4 seeds have all advanced to the semifinals. Just let that sink in for a second. In a modern era that's basically defined by unpredictability and massive upsets, the absolute highest-ranked heavyweights have all managed to survive the gauntlet.
And the pedigree, it doesn't stop there. All 4 2026 semifinalists are former World Cup winners. This is only the 3rd time in the entire storied history of the tournament where all 4 teams left are former champs. We haven't seen a Final Four with this much heavy-hitting pedigree since 1990, and before that, you have to go all the way back to 1970. We're quite literally watching a clash of absolute football royalty.
Section 2. Messi, the ultimate playmaker. The veteran cementing his legacy.
By just stepping on the pitch for his 4th World Cup quarterfinal, Lionel Messi joined a wildly exclusive club of German legends. Think Lothar Matthäus, Miroslav Klose, and Uwe Seeler. But just showing up isn't what makes Messi supernatural. With that absolute laser of a corner to Alexis McAllister against Switzerland, Messi secured his 10th World Cup assist. 10! He officially passes Diego Maradona for the most assists by any player since 1966. And get this, it's like a giant puzzle he's putting together. Those 10 assists have set up goals for 10 different players. He is the ultimate facilitator. The rhythm of his greatness just kind of accelerates, doesn't it? Listen to this. Messi has been directly involved in 13 goals across his last 8 knockout stage appearances at the World Cup. That breaks down to 7 goals and 6 assists when the pressure is literally at its absolute highest. He isn't just participating in these massive games, he's completely dictating them. But here is the crowning achievement of this current run, 15. Messi now boasts 15 World Cup knockout round goal involvements. He came into the match tied with France's Kylian Mbappe at 14. So by turning up against the Swiss, he shattered that tie, giving him the absolute most knockout stage goal contributions of any player in the last 60 years.
Section 3. Argentina's unlikely secret weapon. Tactical quirks of the old guard. So against Switzerland, Argentina fielded a starting 11 with an average age over 30. That's their oldest quarterfinal starting lineup since Brazil played England back in '62. So how on earth are they adapting? Well, you definitely wouldn't expect this from a team known for keeping the ball on the deck, but they've actually scored a massive 3 goals from corners this tournament. That ties them for the most of any nation right alongside England and Bosnia-Herzegovina. And that corner Messi took to set up McAllister, believe it or not, that was the first time Messi has ever provided an assist directly from a corner at the World Cup.
And that brings us to this absolutely brilliant tactical quirk. They're tied for first in goals from corners, right? Yet they rank 44th in average height. They are literally the 3rd shortest team in the whole tournament. Despite giving up a massive height advantage pretty much every time they step on the field, they have more headed goals than 44 other countries. It's just a stunning testament to their tactical execution and delivery. Of course, they're also leaning heavily on their young striker, Julian Alvarez. The guy has now scored 4 career knockout goals, officially tying him with the legendary Diego Maradona for the 2nd most knockout goals by an Argentinian player ever. He's sitting right behind Messi, who has 7. For someone as young as Alvarez, it's just a staggering trajectory.
Okay, as a quick, kind of bizarre palate cleanser from that extra-time war, we have to talk about Switzerland's Briel Embolo. He was sent off after a 2nd yellow card for simulation. Yeah, diving. He joins a very quirky, highly exclusive 4-man list of players sent off for simulation in the last 60 years of the World Cup, sitting alongside Italy's Francesco Totti, Mexico's Luis Perez, and Ghana's Asamoah Gyan. Definitely a strange piece of history made this weekend.
Moving on to Section 4.
Bellingham chasing Pele's ghost, the prodigy's historic arrival.
Let's pivot away from the Argentine maestro for a second and talk about the English prodigy. At just 23 years old, Jude Bellingham's rise is, well, it's literally rewriting the history books for England after that gritty 2-1 win over Norway. By finding the back of the net against Norway, Bellingham became the first player of any age to have 2 multi-goal games in a single World Cup knockout stage. He joins the list of players with consecutive multi-goal knockout games that sounds like a mythological Hall of Fame. Diego Maradona in 86, Garrincha in 62, Pelé in 58, and Sandor Kossis in 54. Bellingham's name is now permanently etched right next to theirs.
Actually, to put this into perspective, with his 7th career World Cup goal, Bellingham is now perfectly tied with Pelé for the most goals in the competition before 24th birthday. The only player in the entire history of the sport with more before turning 24 is Kylian Mbappe. Bellingham isn't just having a good tournament. He's producing at a historical rate we literally haven't seen since a young Pelé shocked the world.
Section 5. England's Comeback Kings. A new era of grit.
Now, Bellingham's heroics aren't just happening in a vacuum. They're the driving force behind this brand new era of mental toughness for this England squad. Look at this gap. Before this tournament, England went 28 years without a knockout stage comeback win. 28 years. They only had 2 in their entire World Cup history, the 66 final and the 90 quarterfinal against Cameroon. But in 26 alone, they've already matched that. They've secured 2 comeback wins in this knockout stage, first in the round of 16 and now in the quarters against Norway. They are finally learning how to survive when their backs are against the wall.
In this newfound resilient offense, it's powered by a historic dual threat. Both Bellingham and his captain Harry Kane have 6 goals this tournament. That officially makes them the first pair of England teammates to both score 5 or more goals in a single World Cup. It's a 2-pronged attack that's proving absolutely impossible for opposing defenses to shut down.
Section 6. Clash of former champions. The Final Four awaits.
Bringing this all together, both Argentina and England survived grueling extra-time thrillers in a knockout stage defined by unprecedented, just pulse-pounding drama. Seriously, no lead feels safe in 2026. We've already seen 6 comeback wins across the board in the knockout stages. That ties the all-time record set nearly a century ago back in 1934. The sheer willpower required to advance this year is just completely off the charts.
Which leaves us with this final thought to chew on. As the maestro Lionel Messi and the prodigy Jude Bellingham continue their collision course, and with the top 4 seeds all former champions advancing, are we about to watch the greatest semifinals of our lifetimes? The stats tell us we've literally never seen a Final Four quite like this, and I, for one, absolutely cannot wait to see how the next chapter unfolds. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.